So you want to be a kennel man, huh? Well, this video is going to be regarding people who think they want to raise dogs. You know, visit me. You want to raise dogs? It is what it is. You want to raise dogs, and ain't nothing wrong with that. I raise dogs. So let's get to it. So a kennel man is a person that houses and cares for animals, mostly dogs and cats of, domestic species. But it comes with some knowledge, some training. So what does it take to be a kennel man? Well, it sounds simple. You got to care for your animals. But that comes at what? It comes at a price. Animals get sick. Animals need to be cleaned up after. Thought has to go into making sure that animal doesn't become a nuisance to society. That being your neighbors, even people who aren't your neighbors, children walking to and from the bus stop, mail carriers, delivery people. You got more delivery people now than ever before. So, to be a kennel man, once we get over cleaning up after your dogs or animals, then there's the care for them. Well, what kind of care can you expect? I know on social media, all you see, and we're going to refer to the dogs here, all right? This is referring to dogs. A person who wants to get into the life of raising dogs for whatever reason. Most of the time, from my experience, it's people who think they want to go and breed these. The most famous dogs now are the Frenchies. Any dog with a merle color, The American Bully has kind of faded out, at least from my perspective. I remember back when it was the blue pits, and in the pits, that's what they were calling them, blue pits, when they were American Bullies. That's another topic for the coin term pit bull. But you think you want to go and get a dog like a Frenchie, and most people don't have a clue. In today's world, there's no reason for you to not have a clue. You have access to too much internet knowledge at the tips of your fingers, right? You can Google anything, and you can find out whatever it is you want to find out. But let me just tell you in short, a Frenchie is an expensive dog. The reason why they're charging, even for the cheapest Frenchie, over $1,000 is because it costs money to, number one, artificially inseminate the dog. Can they breed naturally? Sure, they can. Most of the time they don't. Can they give natural births? There are people who have done it. It's not a standard practice. So once we get aside from all that, it's expensive to even create a Frenchie. Yeah, you're paying over $1,000 just to breed them, just to AI this dog. Then you got to pay over $1,000 to give birth, and you got to keep track of that time frame because you got to get that dog to the vet, right, in enough time. And you may have a couple mock runs. Mock runs meaning you may have a few times you run down to the vet and got to pay a check fee, just to have your dog checked out. And speaking of vets, you want to be a kennel man, you need to have a vet. Yeah, even the most experienced dog person. And a kennel person is, I call them a dog man. That's not the proper term, but that's what I call them. And you want to have a veterinarian, a reliable veterinarian, a veterinarian that knows you. And if you're just starting out, get to know your vet. Go to a good vet. A vet that's about the animals, not about the money. And you know, that's part of being a kennel man. And let me just stop here since I thought about it. That's a coin term, kennel man. All right, for girls who want to get into this thing, it's called a kennel man. All right, and for all that other crap, it's a kennel man. Not whatever y'all want to come up with. This ain't for y'all. Y'all can keep flipping. This is just for somebody who wants to get into it. All right. So you decided this is what you want to do. You want to breed dogs. You want to raise dogs, not necessarily breed them. Just want to have you some dogs. You got to know how to care for them. Well, one thing you got to do is you got to know how to select a reputable breeder. When you go to a breeder of whatever breed you're going to, you should be able to go onto that property and you should be able to see what they have there. If they are a breeder, they should have, at the very least, I'm talking about the least here, the mom on site. And the mom should be at least 2.5, 3 years old with her first litter. If she's younger than that, find out why. Why was that breeding done to a dog that's not fully grown? Surely you wouldn't take your 16-year-old daughter and let her become a mom. Not willingly, right? So why would you do that with your dog? They're not even fully developed. So, you know, that's something you wanna question when you go look at whatever dog it is. And we just use the Frenchie as an example. You go there to go look at your Frenchie. He's got the long hair and the merle color and whatever else you're looking for. Okay. Well, how old is the mama dog? Or what was the daddy dog? Try to get some info on him. And then, you know, you got to look at health. Is the dog healthy? How do you know the dog's healthy? Well, one way you can tell is, do they have more than one dog? Do they have more than just a mom dog? I understand that some people don't want to house a bunch of males and females. But what's the oldest dog you got? I want to see these dogs in the long run. Are these dogs, you know, can they breathe? Have they had surgeries? Do they have eye issues, skin issues, tumor growth? What's going on with these dogs in the long run? This is what you want to try to find out. That's going to make whatever you're doing better. You want to have healthy stock. You don't want a dog with all these issues. And if you do have a dog with all these issues, at least know about it. Know about it and be ready to deal with it. The last thing you want is a surprise, because the breeder that you went to has an 8-month-old dog that he bred on her first heat cycle, and now she's got these puppies and he don't know nothing about the dog. He just went to somebody, paid him a few dollars, and voila, he got a pregnant dog. And now he's selling them for $3,000 to $6,000 a piece. And you're running over there because you got your income tax and you done snatched you up one. Well, you just snatched up a disaster, because dogs have issues. Dogs have big issues. Here, let me show you what I'm talking about. Now, I'm a kennel man. I've owned dogs for years. I've owned dogs longer than some of you are old. Now, I have 2 types of dogs that I currently have right now. That's a whole nother story of what happened to my first set of dogs and that line and all the other jazz. But I'm going to show you what I mean by caring for. and knowing the health issues and properly nurturing your dogs. That's what it means to be a kennel man. All right. I gotta get ready to put my stuff on this grill. I already ran my first batch. And I'm gonna finish this video up. Now this is my old girl here. That's right, she's coming up on 9. She will be 9 next month. And look at her. She looks good. She sure does. She's an American Bulldog. She's a half painter. She's a half Johnson, American Bulldog, off a rubber rouser. And she's got some Donnelly Bow in there. If you don't know what that means, oh well. And on her mama's side, she's an American Bully. Yep. She's an American Bully and an American Bulldog cross. I did not purposely breed her. She's been spayed, but she is a pup from a dog that I own. That was an accidental breeding. Her mama and her daddy got together. I own both of them. But here's the thing. That American Bully that I'm telling you about had some infusion of boxer in there. It did. And if you look closely and you know what a boxer looks like, you can see that boxer in her older age. You can see that shadow of a boxer in her. But she doesn't look as though she has any boxer in her. And one of the things you want to notice is not her teeth. No, man. But if you look, see how her gums grew over her canines? Stop. She's not missing teeth. Her gums grew over her teeth. Yep. Her gums grew over her teeth. She has already had a surgery. She has a lot of growths on her. A lot of little growths. And we already had, see if I can get up on the hill. We already had a surgery, come here, that we've already had to do to, I don't know if you can see that. Maybe you can. But we've already had to get a surgery, which is typical around this age. And she's very affectionate. She loves to be rubbed. Very good dog, very good guard dog too. Anyway, she loves to be pampered. Now this is her dad. He's 12. Yep, she's 8 going on 9, and he's 12. Right? Like I said, I didn't purposely breed them. They got with each other on a real quick spell. Me and my wife didn't know. And ended up a little over a couple months later, started popping out some big ass white puppies. Now he is over 100 pounds. May not look like it in the video, but if you think he's small, look at his foot compared to my foot. Look at that paw. That's not a 60-pound paw. All right, that bitch got a big paw on him. He's got a big paw on him. Okay. You know, this is a size 11 foot. And his paw, you know, this is well shit, look at my fist to his fist. All right, I see you. This is my American Pit Bull right here. She ain't no American Bully, she's an American Pit Bull. But this old guy, for the most part, he is pretty healthy. He has really, hey, sit down. What's up, bud? Hey. For the most part, he has been pretty healthy. Move. Aside from having eye issues. Yep. This dog has had cysts in his eyes, glaucoma, and we've had to remove one eye, as you can see. And he's blind in the other eye, which is completely grayed out. Hard to see. The eye is completely gray, which is no good. But we keep drops in it so that he can still retain the eye. Keep the pressures down from the glaucoma. Other than that, he does not typically have any growths on him. His He's getting kind of weak in his rear end. He's not as muscular as he once was. And like I said, he's a big dog. He's standing next to a quad, as you can see. And he's up there with the lights on the quad. So he's not a little dog. Of course, they got some beds because this is where him and his daughter hangs out. That's another story of what happened to the mom. But this is just one of the things I'm saying is knowing the health of your dogs, knowing what you're getting into, and being capable of caring for them. Because the first procedure for that eye, to try to save it, was over $1,500. The second procedure for the eye was over, I think that was an additional $1,000 plus to actually get the eye removed. And then the medication and the follow-ups and getting the right dosage for the other eye with the glaucoma. Quite expensive. That surgery alone was $600 plus medication for her eye because she's having an issue with her nose staying moist. And not to mention, she ate a towel a couple years ago. Hey, she ate a towel about 2 years ago, had to have it removed. That was over $2,200, right? Properly caring for your dogs. Stop. You know what you're saying? Oh, my dogs ain't gonna have all those issues. Oh, surely they will, right? She got spaded. She might have been 6 or 7 when she got spayed. Hey, that's another topic in itself. But being a kennel man means you gotta properly care for your dogs. All right, my dogs don't stay outdoors. This is a portable air conditioning unit. You can see there. See the back vent, the drain hose, the duct hose, the hole in my garage, plus for the hose to go through, and the hole for the duct work to blow all the hot air out. And this is where they hang out. This is not gonna be their permanent spot. This is just where they hang out. Feeding my dogs, I got videos on raw food. My dogs eat raw. Yeah, my dogs eat raw. This refrigerator is designated for them to eat. You don't believe me? Oh, just take a look. This is all their frozen chicken that we take out and thaw every day. And we have their vegetables in here. They eat, frozen vegetables along with us. But you gotta have somewhere to house this stuff. My dogs don't eat kibble in a storage bin. Have they? Yeah, they have, but they don't eat it. That dog in particular has eaten very little kibble in her life. And you see how she looks at her age, right? She looks good. And this is a younger dog. She's 2. I have a guy who wants to breed back to her. Her breeder wants to go back to her. He's got a selected male. That's a whole nother story, whatever. But she is totally different from those dogs. But I'm gonna chop up this video, and as you can see, I walked around cleaning up my dog's yard. My dogs have access to fresh water every single day, which is important. Not to let the water get completely disgusting. Their water is fresh every day. And I keep it up here on the porch. Like I said, that's another story. But it's one of the things about being a kennel man. You guys want to run out here and get Frenchies, English Bulldogs, American Bullies, and you just want to start getting them and start popping out pups. It's an expensive game. Costs a lot of money. And to do it correctly, caring for your dog, you got to understand something. Just like this dog did not ask me to create her, okay? But I owned her parents. Her parents did whatever, and now she's here. It's my obligation to take care of this dog. That litter, her siblings, I didn't make $1 off of them. They had their shots, they were well taken care of, and I gave every single one of them dogs away. Gave them away. because the health issues that transferred over to them were significant. You know, they get that's another thing, man. Ear infections, right? This dog has had surgery on this ear. She gets an ear infection all the time. He got in a fight years ago. Stuck his head out at the gate. Some stray dogs had come by, and he got into it. All he was able to do was stick his head out. In his younger days, see this ear? This ear looks just fine. See this ear? This ear is completely ripped. They tore this ear. They almost tore it off, but it healed up. But this ear was completely destroyed along with the side of his head. And no, that's not how he lost his eye. His neck was torn up. He needed medical attention. And that's another thing too. You're gonna have mishaps, you're gonna have issues. It's expensive. It costs a lot of money. I have 3 children. Hence the toys. I have 2 quads here, and I have, can't see it, can you? A quad on the porch, plus several bicycles. I got generators all over the fucking place. You see how tall this thing is? This is over 30 inches tall. This is my knee. This is not a little cage. I mean, the opening, right? I've been in my knee right there. That's a 90 degree. All right. Try to find one and look at the price of it. Okay. I mean, I can go on. I can go on and on about what it takes to own these dogs. Yep, knocking shit down. Just trying to show you another, without taking this thing down. See if I can just get a glimpse in there. All right. Let's take a look. See all those? That's whatever. I'm not gonna say what that is, but there's extra bowls, leashes, harnesses, and that's another thing too. Collars. All right, you guys go to Walmart. See, my dogs don't live on this. They're just keeping them confined for now. You don't walk a dog on this little thin ass collar. You don't walk your dog on no choker. That's not what you walk your dog on. You properly walk your dog on a harness, or you walk your dog on a very thick collar. On a thick collar, all right? This collar is 3 of my fingers, right? So you don't want, hey, no, get over here. You don't want to, hey. Anyway, somebody walking by with a dog. And that's another thing too, you gotta have your dogs under control. But this video is way long, so just remember, you think you wanna be a kennel man? Well, you better really think about it, and you better be really ready to take care of that dog properly, because it can be expensive and it's not always a walk in the park. All right, later.